everybody. This is Brian Tarian from the Disability Digest and Jam.
Hello, everybody.
Thanks for helping out today, Jam. So today's our live event. Welcome. If you're new here, glad to have you. We are going to cover check-related items, the last of the 4 sessions that we've done on this. And we're going to talk about today what income affects your check. Get a lot of questions about that. And it's timely because there's a lot of income related items that are new information that's been released about your disability check. And in the next 3 or 4 weeks, we're going to be covering information about what you can do to do a side hustle or supplement your disability. And we're doing that because a lot of people are getting pinched with the inflation and the cost and the request of, gosh, I got to find something to do. Right? So Jam is going to put some questions in the chat for you. And the format today is once we go through our primary topic that we have here, we will take any individual questions that you have. So if you're new here, we certainly, again, welcome you, encourage you to subscribe and ring the bell on the YouTube channel so you can get upcoming notifications about videos. Like in about 2 hours, there is the monthly update that's going to be coming out. And Social Security released a bunch of information. I packed it all into that video. What conditions qualify, how much you can make and keep your benefits, how much you can make and apply, all that stuff is in there. Okay. You ready to go? Ready to go?
Yeah, I answered the question.
Okay, good. So let's see. The questions are, we want to know what, if you're doing anything for a side hustle to supplement your income, what is it? Or maybe it's something that you would like to do. Right, we want to get an idea for that. Are both the questions in there?
Yeah.
Okay. And also, we have heard from people that are donating plasma to supplement their income. And I'd like to know if anybody out there has actually done that or doing that. That would be really helpful. Okay, great. So let's get on with the show today. So we're going to talk about what income affects your Social Security disability check. And I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to start with the regulations that Social Security has. So we're commonly asked questions about, can I do day trading and keep my benefits? Can I own a property and keep my benefits? Can I work and keep my benefits? So all of those different related questions, my attempt here today is to redirect the question and have you think about it based on, is it work or not? And what type of income does it generate? Because that is going to determine the impact on your benefits, how it affects your benefits, right? So if you look up on the screen here, this is the Social Security regulation. It's 4041572. And when you call Social Security, they're supposed to actually refer to these regulations, but there's a lot of inconsistencies in answers, so I don't know why they don't. But here's the deal. The first A category here, or A item, is substantial work activity. And if you're doing something for income that requires your activity, that is earned income. So it's a work-related activity that involves significant physical or mental activities. So, like the work that Jam is doing, she's really good at this, helping me out. So she is doing something that is requiring minimal physical, mental, and a lot of tolerance in working with me. So you get a star for that, but that's work that you're doing, right? Or if you're going to go work in a retail shop, or you want to do some holiday related work, that is all falls under the category of substantial work activity. So what wouldn't fall under that is other types of income. Let's say you own an investment property, and yeah, you've got to collect checks, and maybe that only takes an hour or two a month, or phone calls or something like that. But that is actually, you're not going to work, you're not doing work, you're not trading that time for money. So that's different. So I'm going to pull over on my screen here. I did a little research before I started the show here. So if you're doing something individually, and you want to know or how it's going to have an impact on your benefits, it's really based on how that income is categorized in your taxable income. So there's 10 types of income in the research that I found online. I'm going to blow this up a little bit. So we just talked about earned income, and that's the kind that you're exchanging time for money. And then there's these other incomes that when you earn that income and it goes into your, when you file your taxes, it's recorded accordingly, or should be, by your accountant. So it's not going to be recorded as earned income. And if it's not recorded as earned income, then it's not going to be considered substantial work-related activity, right? So one interesting thing is there's, I guess it would fall under kind of royalty income. For those that work in the insurance industry, or there are individuals that are disability recipients that are insurance agents, their renewal income is royalty income. It's not considered earned income, and it doesn't count towards the allowed amount. Okay, so, and nor would the others if they're categorized properly. So that's one example. If you have questions related to this, and also we're going to take other questions that you might have, just you can start to enter those into the chat. How are we doing on feedback for people with side hustles? Anybody mentioning anything out there? Nobody's doing anything or wants to do anything? Interesting. Okay, so just one more shot at this. This is from Capital One, and I put this link below the video in the show notes, and this page breaks down the type of income. So, and they take those 10 incomes and they put it into 3 categories. You have earned, passive income, and portfolio income. That's really what those 10 break down into. And it's just the earned income that's going to have an impact on your benefits. All right. So one other thing I want to go over with you is how much you can make, because this has just been updated. So this is a link that's also around the show notes for this that you'll find. But for Social Security, they have 2 different amounts that you can make. One is if you're going through the approval process, and the other is if you're approved. So I'm going to go through the one on this link right here for those of you that are approved. It's actually, I consider it some encouraging news. It was just released last week. So for this year right now, 2022, it's $970 a month. Now, if you're working as a job, like W-2 income with your taxes being taken out, then that's your gross amount that you can make. But you can also take out expenses, any expenses that you have that are related to that work. Like I met with Giuliana last week, who's a member here. I've known for a while. Like, she gets shots for pain. They're like $400 for each one, and she has a shot so she can work. And that is a deduction. Now, she would have that anyway. But because she's working, it becomes an expense. Or service dogs or any mobility equipment. There's a whole list of information and different things that you can write off as a disability recipient so that you can work. So you would take your gross amount and then you would write that down. So you might be in a situation where you've been working and you're like, oh my God, I think I'm going to be over. But you have to really go through your expenses and you can bring that number down. So here's what's happened. If you look at from 2021 to 2022, there was a $30 increase. But look at the difference between 2022 and 2023. There is an $80 increase. And there's been a lot of conversation with Social Security about, bringing this amount up so people can earn more. So it'd probably be easier for them to do that than the cost of living increase. So that means it's about $800 more a year. It would be 80 times 12. What's that? That's 800, 960, something like that. That you can earn more in 2023 than you could in 2022, right? All right, I have two other things. I'm going to cover those at the end, but what I would like to do now is take some time and answer any questions. For those of you that have just maybe joined us after we've gotten started, welcome to our live presentation. Right, well, I didn't want that. Okay. All right, Jam, you ready?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I got one suggestion here. One viewer is, this one's from Oda. I do art commissions.
Art, A-R-T?
Art commissions. Yeah, ART, but I don't make over 500 a month yet.
Okay. I think that's great because you can do that on your own when you feel well, unless you have somebody that's really pushing you for a deadline. Nice. I wonder what type of art it is.
Yeah, and also from Bernice, just an FYI, can't donate if you are diabetic, about plasma.
Right, right. Diabetic, HIV, if you were recently raped. There's some other criteria too. I've done a little bit of research on it.
All right, so first question, Teresa. When I list all the doctors, should I list the current doctor first?
I presume you're doing your initial application. Do we know that? Yeah, I would say
I think
so.
so too.
Your primary care is like the most important treating source. So I would say yes.
Right. Okay, a lot of familiar names saying hi. Luana, Damaris, Ron Raymond, David. Hi everyone. Okay. This one's from Barb. Do they calculate disability payments differently for someone with low vision or blind?
No, it's based on your how much money you've made, taxes you've paid. Yep. Good question. We covered it last week. If you want to know more detail about that, you can check out the replay from last week.
Right. This one's from Luana. Hello, Jam and Brian. I would like to work from home, but I don't know where to start.
Yeah,
And
good.
I love making baskets for any occasion.
Oh, really? Like gift baskets?
I think so.
All right. I think you're on the right track there. I am I am a believer from the experiences that I've had is if you can find something that you like to do and then figure out how to make money at it, then you're going to enjoy doing it, hopefully, and it'll work for you. I'll share this quick story with you. At one point in time, I would do a coaching group with people that had questions like that, and they wanted to know what to do, and there was like 4 or 5. And there was this one lady whose name escapes me, that was in the group, and so we were trying to figure out how she could start a business and get going. And so really, she said the only thing I do is sit around. So somebody in the group, well, said, how can we get paid to sit around? So this brainstorming session created a business for her called Sitting Around. And I haven't been in touch with her in a while, but I don't know if she's still doing it. But she ran this business for a while. And what she would do is she would go to somebody's house and wait for like the dishwasher repairman or furnace repairman or carpet cleaner to come so that the individual, the house owner, didn't have to take the day off from work. So she was bonded and she had references and she had all of that. She just go and sit. So,
Wow.
just keep thinking about, what it is that you can do or leverage. And we actually have scheduled to come out here in a few weeks, the one of the leaders nationally for vocational rehabilitation. Because if you're a disability recipient and you want to develop like a core skill of using something that might be, like typing or using something computer related, um, they'll pay for it. So you'll hear more about that.
Right. Okay, this one's from Coin Holio. Is it okay to be on call for a Airbnb management company? Manager needs a person closer to the area to show up, address guest issues, take photos, and possibly call service professionals. Thanks.
I think that's a great idea. The only question I would have is, uh, will your condition disrupt that? Where I've seen a breakdown, and people being able to succeed. And I'll use the Disability Digest as an example, because a lot of people come here and they want to work and they think they can, but they really don't know what control their condition has over their schedule. So you can pull that off if you're just suffering from maybe chronic pain and you can work through it, but you just can't do your regular job. Then I think that's a great idea.
Right. This one's from Dianette. What if you have small business and not generating substantial monthly income, like less than 500 a month?
Well, there's a what if question there, Jim.
Yeah.
I'd like to see you making more, ideally. Keep in mind, you can run a business. I don't know if it's 4 years at a loss. You want to get with your accountant on this, but I mean, uh, ideally, I'd like to see you turn that into a profit. Yeah, I don't know if that answered the question, but it wasn't clear to me what it was.
Mhm. This one's from Bernice. They tell me I worked in January, February, March, and April, but I didn't start until May.
They meaning Social Security.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, the burden of proof is going to be on you. Pay stubs, maybe a letter from your employer.
Mhm.
Yep.
This one's from Oda. What if I wanted to do an unpaid internship?
So unpaid internship, um, volunteering and doing other work was also covered on that page that I did earlier. And Social Security can look at that like going to school. It's not work, but if you're going to school more than 20 hours a week, then they could consider that or other like activity as gainful.
This one's a follow-up from Dianette. Where does small business fall under? Earned income?
Yes, it would. Depends how you're set up too, because if you're a small business and you're a corporation, then the corporation would be collecting the money against your tax identification number. And what would show up as your income is what you take for a check out of that corporation.
Right. This one's from Cambo. TikTok success, earned or unearned?
What was it? TikTok?
Yeah, TikTok.
TikToker.
Right.
If you're getting ad revenue, I'm not sure how your accountant would classify it. I mean, it's like we have the similar situation, and ad revenue is considered earned income. Now, if you're selling a book or something off of TikTok that is royalty income and it's been published once, then that's a different deal. I would check with your accountant on that.
All right, this one's from Francis. What if you work on election day at the polls?
Well, you're working one day, right? So is that more than 20 hours a week? Probably not. Shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And are you doing it consistently? One day thing. So no.
Okay. This one's from Anne Marie. I would like to give trainings on stress reduction to healthcare personnel and school employees and students. Not doing it at this time.
That's a good one because you could control
Yeah.
your hours. Yep. Maybe you could come out and guest speak to our group and people out here how they can reduce their stress. What do you think about that one, Jim?
Right. Yeah,
It
that's a
would,
good idea.
it might take you more than 20 hours to get our group straight, but hey.
Mm-hmm. This one's from Joe Mihai. Would like to do a side hustle. Biggest hurdle I'm facing is that I don't have a working car. My sister is helping me by taking me to doctor appointments. She works long hours and is out Red Oak, Texas.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what your desire is to learn or your ability is to do work from home. But I am a big proponent of working just like this or learning how to do this. Think of it more of a long-term picture because you don't need a car and it's a lot more flexible and there's a lot of work and opportunity in this area. Could be, like the individual that was doing stress relief coaching. I mean, you could do that online. You could be doing other technical things like social media management or customer service, or so give that some thought. And also at the end of this, I'll direct you towards some resources where you can learn more about what might be a fit for you. Or maybe that's just not a fit, right?
All right, this one's from Jiga. Brian, last week I asked about whether day trading stock options was considered SGA. Should I speak with a disability or tax attorney or a CPA? Also, can attorney James Brown answer this question?
James Brown would not be the guy. It's a tax question, how that income is categorized. With day trading, I don't believe it's going to be substantial gainful activity, but I'm not certain on that, right? It's
Right.
different because it's unlike a traditional investment, like an index fund where you put money in, right? Then you can take it out. So yeah, maybe you can do some Google search activity and you don't have to pay anybody or just email the question. Yeah. Let me know when you come back. That would be great if you wouldn't mind sharing that.
Yeah. This one's from Damaris. Just an FYI as well. Lupus patients can't be donor of plasma.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
From
So do we,
Teresa. Oh, sorry.
sorry to
Go on.
interrupt. Have we found anybody that is um Social Security's calling me? I'll get back to them. Have we found anybody that has actually donated? People know about it. They've looked into it.
Not yet. Not yet. Also, cancer patients can donate,
Mhm.
can they? Yeah,
Not sure about that one.
all right. This one's from Teresa. Would attending a vocational school affect it?
No, no, I think if you go to a vocational school, just keep the hours in mind. You go to a vocational school less than 20 hours a week,
Mm-hmm.
be fine. Probably get it paid for by Voc Rehab for like retooling, getting back in the marketplace. Again, I'm trying to get Kathy West Evans, who is the Voc Rehab guru, to come out and talk to everybody here in the next few weeks.
All right, this one's from Spark. How much does donating plasma pay? If I remember, Brian, from one of our YouTube live sessions, I think a viewer mentioned 300.
I
That
know,
accurate?
I know of people that are doing this part-time and in the 600-700 range.
Oh,
And that could be a donation. You only can donate a limited amount a month. So the return on investment is interesting. Yeah.
this one's from Oda. Would doing an unpaid internship affect your benefits?
Is this a repeat? Because no,
No,
you have to
follow-up.
stay under 20 hours, right? Remember the 20 hours. So there's two things. One is the money you make. Two is the amount of time.
From Diane, when we apply for disability, do we have to send in doctor paperwork along with application? I have AFib and want to apply, but I also qualify for early retirement in January 23, 62
Right.
years old.
Right. So here at the Disability Digest, we have a course that will teach you exactly what to do to go through the approval process, manage your case on your own. There's no charge for it. Or also if you say, you know what, I don't want to do this, I want to see if somebody can be my representative, then you have that option as well. But what you'll learn from that course is that when you put your initial application into the system, you'll understand how to do it and what you need to do after that, which is it's not required that you provide medical records. It's required that Social Security requests medical records from your doctors. But I could go on a bunch because there's a lot here, but I'll just provide this one last thing. It's important that you make sure that they collect the medical records from all of your doctors. That's one common cause for denial. You have 5 doctors, Social Security sends out a request to the 5 doctors, only 3 send back medical records, right? So they're making a decision without having the whole picture.
Right. This one's from Lee Baby Girl. Hi, if you work and getting other help from SNAP, don't they stop that?
Right, so if you're a Social Security disability recipient and an SSI recipient, then your additional income could impact your Medicaid, Medicare. There are some programs that allow you to get around that. One we talked about last week was a stable account. But you can also find out what that limit is. That limit for SNAP might be $800 a month, which if it is, then you know your disability is not far off of that, and you could earn an extra $500 or $600 a month and be just fine.
All right, this one's from Jomi. Hi. I'm not sure, but I think I asked this last live stream on SSI and wondering if Social Security will contact me when I need to restart my benefits.
Let me hear that one more time, Jim, please.
Yeah. On SSI and wondering if Social Security will contact me when I need to restart my benefits.
I don't know. if you're on SSI, then why would they it's not clear why they would contact you to restart your benefits. If you could provide more information on that, because if you're on SSI, unless something changes, you're going to stay on SSI. Maybe your income assets increased, right? So that question's not clear to me.
Right. Oh, this is a good one. This one's from Dupree's Drone Zone. Hi guys, I do a little drone photography on the side for realtors. Not enough work to meet the maximum per month yet, but I can always schedule a shot until next week if I get to that point.
Okay, and who provided that comment?
Dupree's Drone Drone Zone.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I had, maybe it's somebody different, but there was somebody I spoke to in New York that was also doing the same thing. That's very cool. Yeah.
This one's from Jay Great. What percentage of injury will allow you to receive Social Security disability?
Yeah, that's a really good question. It's not a percentage of injury is in the Social Security world. Like in the veterans disability benefits it is, and workman's comp, perhaps. I don't know workman's comp that well, but with Social Security, you either qualify or you don't. And you either, if you qualify, then you get your benefit package. If you don't qualify, you don't. So you need to meet the criteria of the approval process, which, generally is you have conditions, they're being treated, and you still have limitations despite the treatment, and you can support all of that with medical records.
Right. This one's from Ronald Campbell. Hi, I was approved just this week on my statement, and it said that because of back child support, they're going to take almost 65% of my part. Is really low. I need a lawyer. I'm a member. Can someone here?
So they're going to take 65% of what? Do we know? Hi, Ron.
Yeah, I think it from his back benefits.
So they're going to do an offset of your back benefits. So if you were to receive $10,000 in back benefits, they're taking 65% of that and leaving you with balance. Yep. That might be right. I don't know if a lawyer is going to help you. But what you could do is, because you're working with us and we're helping you get approved, is provide us with that document so we can take a good look at it, get it to your case manager.
All right, this one's from Diane. Me too. I've had the business for 4 years, but I've been at a loss, not made enough revenue, but expenses instead. I'm gonna get an LLC moving forward.
All right.
This one's from Teresa. So if you work or attend school for more than 20 hours a week, it can jeopardize your Social Security.
Yeah. Yeah.
Follow up from Diane. So if I apply for disability but also qualify for early retirement.
Yes, you can get both. Give you a quick scenario. Let's say your disability check is $1,500 and your early retirement is $1,000. Then you can take your $1,000 check, apply for disability. When you get approved, you get your $1,500 check. The word of caution is this: if you don't get approved, then you are stuck with a $1,000 check. So I encourage you to, for that $6,000 a year, that you'll be a difference for the rest of your life, to make sure that you have a really good case and that you have a strategy to get approved. And that's exactly what we do here. So you can join us if you're not already a member, go through our strategy course, use that, or explore having somebody do it for you. So you maximize your chances of getting approved.
Right. This one's from Francis Bell Banks. Does money from an IRA affect disability check?
Is it earned income? Yes or no? That's the question. You already earned that income. It's in your IRA, so you're currently not working for it, so it's not earned income. No.
Right. This one's
Doing
from
great, Jim.
Vince.
Everybody
Thank you.
give Jim a shout out. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
the help.
This one's from Vince. It's a back pay lump sum payment subject to taxes.
Yes.
All right. This one's from Spark. Does anyone know of organizations that are legit to help catch you up on your MRTG?
Hmm.
I'm not sure what's that.
M R
RTG.
T G. Don't know.
While you're waiting on approval, I have gone through everything I have, and the places I have found only help with rent. I haven't worked in a year and half and losing everything.
Hmm. So it's surviving the wait and running out of money. Is that right?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough one.
Thank.
There's no quick, easy answer for that. One thing I will say is that I would definitely, if you haven't done so already, make sure that you've gone through our strategy and you're using our course so you can shave off as much time as you can possibly do it. So you can get approved fast. That's one. For anybody else that's out there, if you know people that, are working, it is just god awful what happens to people that don't have short-term, long-term disability insurance, to protect their income. So when you have to stop working because of a injury or, you get sick, you have 60% of your income, and you can keep your house and your car and, maybe not be able to pay for them all, but you can negotiate some stuff down and stay in treatment. It's just a game changer. So hopefully this message will resonate with somebody out there. You can pass that message on, family, friends, and we help people here that are not insured if they want to go through their options.
All right, this one's from Lauren. How do they think I'm able to live on 300 a month? They are seriously insane. I can't handle dealing with them or this any longer. I'm mentally drained. Finished.
Yeah, it's tough.
Sorry, Lauren.
Yeah, sorry. We're just messengers here trying to do what we can to get people through the system and maximize the benefits. Don't have the ability to wave a magic wand and put an extra zero in your check. But listen, I'm in hopes that the information that we share here, our focus is to help you, get a side hustle going on. That's what we're talking about here today. Other weeks, we've talked about different ways in which you can maximize your benefits by making sure you're getting all you're entitled to, not paying for stuff like your cell phone and electrical bills and other things like that you don't need to. So just stay tuned.
All right, follow up from Lauren. ALJ decreed it get full pay to today's retroactive form from onset date. They stole, changed all judges decree dates / amounts, all my past work history. They disappeared. All why? How can they do this?
Quite a bit going on there, huh, Jim?
Yeah.
So something was deleted by, is a letter ALJ in there, the judge?
Yeah. So ALJ decreed she'd get full pay to
Yeah,
today's retroactive from onset date.
right.
And they stole / changed all judges decreed dates / amounts, all the past work history. They disappeared.
All right, so it sounds like they changed their decision. Maybe you received like a
Mhm.
verbal confirmation in a hearing and then they changed it. That's part of the culture, unfortunately, that we hear. Give you one example. Actually went to this hearing with a client here in Vermont. And she went to the judge. Judge said, listen, you know what? I'll approve you today if you would agree to move your onset date by 5 months. And the difference in that 5 months would have still left her with, like, you know, probably 10 months of back pay, but she didn't want to do it. It wasn't a matter of being approved or not approved. It was a matter of just moving it 5 months. So the decision letter came out and they totally denied her. Like, you don't qualify. None of that was discussed. So sorry. You know, the best advice I have for people is just make sure that you have your case rock solid, right? You've got all the things. We walk you right through it in the approval course, what you need, right? And so you can get all you're entitled to.
All right, this one's from Luana. Can you take a class online? Is that a problem with Social Security against substantial gainful activity?
It's back to the 20-hour a week question. If you're under 20 hours, it'd be great. Yeah.
Follow up from Ronald Campbell. Let me go back. He was asking about child support, almost 65% of his part. So it's off my month pay. You have all there. Carly said she needs to talk to you, Brian.
Carol. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna because this is like client like information that we're dealing with, I'm not going to discuss it openly here. We'll get with Carl and we'll get back to you through that channel.
All right. This one's from Dupree's Drone Zone. Yep, it's me, David, from across the lake. Still trying to get all the doctors to get the information so I can start the disability application.
Good.
Right. This one's from Joe Mihai. Sorry, I wasn't able to be specific on the SSI question. You mentioned that they review your status has changed. Will they contact me before they stop my monthly payment?
Yeah, they give you a notification. Sure. I'm not that familiar with SSI. Most of the work we do here is with Social Security disability, but you go through an evaluation and my understanding is you'll be notified for sure. Yep.
All right, this one's from Lauren Engel. You guys never answer any of my questions. I've tried many times to get help in many places. I qualify for retirement now. Still, it's all a huge mess.
Well, sorry.
Did we just answer her questions?
Maybe apparently we didn't. Want to take another shot at it?
Yeah, we talked about ALJ decreed.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, this one's from Dianette. Thank you. That was absolutely key information for me. I appreciate it. I will join membership for this assist. I will need help, I'm sure. And yeah, David, Luana, cheering me up. Dianette, thank you guys. Damaris and Joe Mihai.
All right.
Like as well.
I see somebody has some really nice graphics in the chat.
This one's from Spark Plug. I guess it's a follow-up mortgage payment.
Okay.
He's the one who is losing everything. Only got help for rent.
All right. We do have there is a link that we have where we've collected the top resources to help you survive. If you would grab that, Jim, and put it in the chat, and then I'm gonna go through
7?
a few. Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna go through a few closing items as well. So the next week we have a guest speaker coming that is scheduled to talk to us about a way to supplement your income by mystery shopping, which is pretty cool. So I've met with her. She's done this for a while. She's a member here. She's agreed to come out. So we're super excited for May to spend some time with us. So make sure you tune in for next week. Below the show notes, I have put a few resources. Let me pull them up here. To help you out. But I'm going to put one in the chat right now. We have put together all of the current top ways that individuals are supplementing their disability income, and have put it on one website, and there's also tips. So I am putting that in the chat right now. It ends with your income. You can click on that page, go down, you can learn from Matt, Michelle, Philip, Melody. There's a whole host of people that have contributed, Jim. So there's traditional work in there. There's jobs at home. There's people that have built a website, people that have built YouTube channels that are in there. So we're going to continue to build on that, right? Now, if you so happen to be that you are not a member, or you haven't updated us recently as a membership, your membership, then I would encourage you to do so. I'm going to put the link to the Disability Digest here. And the reason why I encourage you to do that is really the best way that we can help you. There's like over 700 videos on the YouTube channel, and we have a blog and Facebook groups, and you can go through all that. It's all out there and piece it all together. But if you're trying to get approved for disability, by the time you get to, video 699, we could have helped you a lot quicker. So you fill out your profile, and it helps us understand where you're at, what your challenge is, so we can get the right information to you. In many situations, we have live support from people like us that can help you either via email or text or on the phone if we need to help you understand the process. And the strategy that we have here at the Disability Digest is we give everything away. There's no charge for your membership. We show you everything you need to do to get approved in our approval course. We show you everything you need to do to maximize your benefits. It's all available out there. But if you don't want to do that and you want some help, then we're here for you, right? So that is our model to do it. So we hope you come on in and check us out. So for the 422 of you that were participating in today's show, on behalf of Miss Jam and I, we thank you for placing your trust in us and coming out here today. And we'll be back next week, right, Jam?
Yep.
All right, everybody.